Ooh, Valheim theoretical analysis. Finally, talking about Mountain Cave update. What to bring in weapons-wise, and potentially what we'll get out of this place, too. Very curious. First, I'm gonna look at this. Right here. Let's full screen that bad boy. Oh. This. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. New armor set. Yeah. Yeah. New light/medium armor set might be. Could be 0% movement speed reduction. Could be 4% just like the root armor. We don't know. Safe to say it's a lighter medium. Not 100%. Yeah, look at that. Nice glowing eye there. Looks like probably made of Fenring pelt or leather, if I were to say. And I think that is all but confirmed because of the rug that they're on, which is my face is blocking it. The rug that they have right over there, that is very dark black rug. Looks like Fenring, doesn't it? Yeah. So I think that pretty safe to say. Well, one of the most requested suggestions in the Valheim server was to make Fenrings worthwhile to fight, because they were so cool, and there was no reason to fight them. They only appeared at night when it was super challenging to even walk around outside in the mountains at night because of the wolves. So it's like, alright, we want to risk our life at any character level to go meet up with a Fenring that drops you more wolf shit? No. No, of course not. So, thankfully, not only have they made Fenrings easier to encounter by putting them in these caves, which presumably you'll be able to visit during the daytime, of course. So now we can fight them for something that's in the caves, whatever that might be. Probably some sort of crystal from what we've seen so far, but also maybe some extra treasure. And hey, the Fenrings now drop, or are 99% likely going to drop, Fenring pelt or leather, which we'll be able to use to make rugs, the armor, which presumably is going to be really good if we have root armor to judge on, which they've conveniently placed right next to it, as well as probably numerous other stuff that they're going to put in as recipes and buildables and craftables or whatnot. So, there's been a little bit of discussion about what is this armor going to do, and people have their ideas. Jirok, over at Jirok the Viking, his theory is jump. Okay, the Fenrings, what do? They have this leap attack. They're really jumpy boys. So, big brain, Fenring armor gives you plus 15 jump. And then there's also a bonus on top of that where you don't suffer as much fall damage to balance it out. It's like, okay, I can see partially where he's going with that from a developer perspective. It's like, yeah, that works out. You look at the past for root armor, the benefit that the root armor gave as a set, that plus 15 bows, that was good in all the way to the late game, but only if you could counter the weakness of fire resistance, or fire weakness, vulnerability. But the thing is, the buff helped you solve the weakness. So it encouraged skillful play in bows, and sniping, and aim. And then you're just able to enjoy the rewards of having to kill 14 abominations or however many that you need to kill to get the full set. It's like, alright, you went through these trials, you got your reward, it encourages a certain style, and you have to be good at it to really get the full benefits. That's really good game design, just from that perspective. And I can see where Jirok's idea is coming from, because it's thematic to the Fenrings. Jump is a powerful skill. Taking less fall damage is really good because of evasive maneuvers. Being able to jump around is really good for traveling. But it's not at the quality of the root armor. And that's because you get jumping all the time. The jump skill is going to already be one of your highest skill throughout the entire game. If you build, it's going to be ridiculously high. If you build a little bit, it's going to be really high. If you're just exploring around and don't die that much, it's going to be really high. And it's one of those skills that you can still grind for. You set up a little tiny roof above your head, right in a resting area, and you can shift jump. Boom, 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 boom. You know, it's like doing backwards Mario 64 jumping up the stairs. You rapid jump, get your EXP up way high. So at every turn, your jump skill's already going to be ridiculously high. Whereas having this really good bows skill actually countered a problem that arose when they solved another problem with bows. So, here's the thing. When they made the Hearth and Home bow changes to lower the, or to raise the bow draw time, even at the highest levels, it messed with the bow draw time all the way down the ladder to the low draw levels, where they were already bad. And this meant bows in the early game felt terrible at Hearth and Home, felt awful. Now they did do a little thing where it's like, okay, you draw, keeping the bow drawn costs less stamina to maintain, and that was fine. But overall, still negatively impacted the lower levels. However, once you got to the medium levels, now you're styling. The problem was, getting to those medium levels is really hard. It takes a lot during a normal playthrough. During one of my playthroughs all the way to the end, in the plains I had around bows 30, and that was pretty good. Now in root armor, I can have effective bows 55 for the swamps/mountains area. And that's especially amazing, because now the draw time is super good, super viable, really showing why the bow is the best weapon type in the game. So if you do a little bit of investment at the start, you fight the abominations, you get through that struggle, you craft the root armor, now you're rewarded. And that fixed the issue of the early to mid bow level problem. All of a sudden, the bow grind was natural, just like every other weapon in the game. Jumping and fall damage, I don't really understand what style that provides for combat. I mean, yeah, you could jump, maybe melee Drake, maybe jump over a horizontal sweep of a falling berserker, but that's just worse than the styles that we already have available to us, especially with the root armor. That bow style. Keeping them from a distance. Get that frost arrows on the falling berserkers. Stuff that I've shown before on the channel. Jumping doesn't really do anything. Especially not at a plus 15 rate. Like, okay, you went up to jump 75 from jump 60. And you take a little bit less fall damage. Like, alright. Yeah, I might want this while I'm building, maybe? I don't know, it doesn't seem to match the quality of the root armor. You might be asking me, okay, you've gone on and on and on about how whatever somebody else's idea is. Where's the construction to the criticism? And I've come with my own idea. And it's somewhat incomplete, but I think I can flesh it out. I think the whole set is going to give a boost to knives or spears. Plus 15. I think these two weapons, aside from the bomb weapons like the ooze bomb, which don't even have a skill associated to them, so whatever. These two weapon skills, these two styles, are the worst in the game right now. They need a serious buff. They really, really peter out in effectiveness around swamp level. Because you can go and get a nice ramping run, get some kiting really early, and, you know, go through meadows and black forests with an abyssal razor and just absolutely dominate. And of course, I'm doing Cozyheim right now. Flint Spear, best early game weapon, pre-Bronze Age, without a doubt. Into these mountains, though, and once you really get into the swamp, not especially the best weapon options. So maybe having them have a little buff with the armor would be really good for them. You know, you have a little boost here or there. And I think the thematics of this come from the claws or the fangs. Like, okay. The fang spear made with wolf fangs. Fenring's fangs. Yeah. Pretty one-to-one connection there. And I think that the helmet and chest will also have some sort of benefit. Just like the root armor. I think the chest is going to have slash resistance. And I think that because if we follow the design of the root harnesk solves the biggest like bullshit issues that you could have in the swamp, which is you're in a crypt, you turn around the corner, and there's a 2-star Draugr archer that snipes your ass at an impossible angle, and you die. And all of a sudden, you have to wander naked through the swamp at night with raised oozers, try to get your shit back. And also, there's a 2-star Draugr archer back in the room with your body. It's a very painful experience, and one that's RNG based. Something that probably want to go to the Valheim server or get a friend to help get your stuff back. Do a little escort mission, because that's a near impossible situation to recover from. It's tough, it's doable, but near impossible. That was pre-root harnesque. Now it's very possible, very feasible. You can almost ignore Draugr archers and Duskitos and pulling spear throwers, which make the root harnesque the best chess piece in the game right now. But I think that's pretty good design. I like there being a mid-level thing that you can make that's relevant all the way into the end game. End game so far. The most dangerous thing right now in the mountains are the wolves. And contrary to what you might think with the biting, they deal slashing damage. So, I think by the logic thread that we're going off of, the chest pieces or the pants, because you know the wolves are like angle biters. Either one of those could have slash resistance as their bonus. I think the hood is an enigma because of that cool little eye. Let's go back to the. Oh no, you Ethan. Let's go back to the eye here. Got a little glowing eye there. Ooh. You know, the hood forms this like edgy hairstyle almost, with all your other eyes covered. Oh, so edgy. I wear black. I don't know. And then you got this glowing eye, which is cool. I don't know if that'll symbolize any ability in particular, but it's really cool. Personally, I just think the hood is going to have the standard triple buff that Wolf Cape and Wolf Chest gives you, which is frost resistance, immune to freezing, immune to cold status. Like boom, you got your standard buffs, and now you can wear whatever cape you want. It's like, okay, now you can wear your linen cape for fashion, troll cape if you really like to not have to craft anything, since troll for capes, given how little armor that they give, or locks if you're like Mooey in the Discord server and you believe in locks cape supremacy. You can wear whatever cape you want. It's like, okay, I think that's gonna be what they do. For the any secondary bonuses, I don't know. No idea. It could, the other piece, there could be a third bonus. I highly doubt it. Just because a root didn't have the same thing. It already had 3 bonuses. Poison res on the mask, pierced res on the harnesque, and then the set bonus. And the leggings were just kind of sad. They were just a piece of the set. But they also had the weakness, fire vulnerability. I don't know what weakness this set would give you. Also, I don't think it's going to have that fourth benefit. I think there's going to be the set bonus. There's going to be the hood bonus, and then maybe the legs or chest bonus. I don't think there's going to be a fourth bonus. But I think there's probably going to be a weakness. And I don't know. I don't know what it would be. It could also just be fire vulnerability again. I don't know. Let's do a check. I'm gonna go look at the Fenring on Valheim Wiki. Plot this over to this screen now. Here we go. Fenrings, they're cool. You could probably barely see it. They're very dark. You get this nice trophy with the claw. It looks cool. Kind of. I don't know. I think the head would have been cooler. But using this as some sort of craft material would be pretty cool. What I'm going to check for is... well, they deal slash as well as the wolves. I knew it. They're weak to fire. Resistant to poison, which is interesting. We could get poison resistance? That's fascinating. But, I don't know. We're probably going to get... yeah, fire vulnerability again. That's curious. Very fascinating. It's like, okay, the root set, you get fire vulnerability. Fenring set, we might also get it. And then, if we ever get like a lock set, that would probably also have fire vulnerability because locks are weak to fire. You just rarely know that because why would you ever use fire arrows on a locks, right? You wouldn't. So, this case of 3 light/medium armors being weak to fire, which is, I mean, it's fine. You know, it's a fine weakness. I think they'd have to have some sort of buff to counter that in some sort of playstyle, just like the root armor did. Fenring armor being able to buff spears, that could be a way of countering it, because it's like, okay, spears can function in the mid-range because of the throw, and you can outspace any fiery boys that you need to. Locks? I don't know. That's beyond me. I don't know. No idea. I mean, we're getting into like deep territory. That's like just following a trend that's not even close to being as confirmed as this thing is right here. But it kind of checks out, you know. Alright, I've rambled about this stuff enough. I'm going to switch over to what you might bring into the mountain caves. And to do that, let's switch